Welcome to Demolition Worker. Today we are taking on the incredible task of completely dismantling the massive sail of a nuclear submarine. This towering structure is the highest point of the vessel. Removing it requires extreme precision and incredibly heavy industrial lifting equipment today. Before we can lift the main steel structure away, our team must first secure the entire perimeter and set up massive scaffolding. The sail houses highly classified technology. We will meticulously extract the periscope system and the advanced communication antennas before the big lift. You can see the workers carefully inspecting the outer hull of the tower. Every single connection point must be identified and marked. This massive steel fin is not just an observation deck. It acts as a vital stabilization tool when the submarine travels underwater. Inside this tight space, technicians are currently disconnecting miles of complex wiring. These cables once powered the most advanced sensors on Earth. We are looking at the heavy steel access doors. The crew is removing the hinges using specialized hydraulic tools to gain entry. Sparks fly as the first cutting torches are ignited. The demolition experts begin slicing through the thick exterior armor of the sail. It takes a tremendous amount of heat to melt through this military-grade steel. The workers wear heavy protective gear for safety. As the outer panels fall away, the intricate skeleton of the tower is finally revealed to the bright light of the day. Now we shift our focus to the top section. The periscope system is a highly delicate piece of optical engineering and technology. To remove the periscope safely, a smaller crane is positioned above the tower. The rigging team attaches strong nylon straps with care. The engineers unbolt the heavy locking collars that hold the periscope tube in place. It is a slow and highly meticulous process. Slowly but surely, the long metallic cylinder is pulled upwards. This optical instrument once provided the only view of the surface world. The periscope is carefully lowered onto a waiting transport truck. It will be securely stored according to strict military disposal regulation guidelines. Next, the crew tackles the advanced radar masts. These structures are packed with sensitive electronics that must be removed without any damage. Workers use specialized wrenches to loosen the massive titanium bolts. Every single fastener is incredibly tight after years of deep ocean pressure. The first radar mast is successfully detached. The crane swings it gently through the air before placing it softly on the ground. We repeat this delicate process for the remaining communication antennas. Each component represents a crucial piece of the intricate submarine surveillance network. With the sensitive electronics completely removed, the sail is now just an empty shell of heavy steel waiting for the final cut. The demolition crew moves down to the base of the tower. This is where the sail connects directly to the main hull. Heavy-duty plasma cutters are brought in to sever the thick structural welds. The intense heat creates a blinding shower of sparks. Cutting through the base is a massive challenge. The steel here is incredibly thick to withstand the crushing pressure of the ocean. Workers communicate using hand signals over the deafening roar of the plasma cutters. Safety is always the top priority on site. Thick cloud of gray smoke engulfs the work area. Large industrial fans are deployed to clear the air for the team. The cutting process continues for several hours. The crew must ensure that every single structural connection is completely severed before the lift. We are now inserting heavy steel wedges into the cut seams. This prevents the massive tower from shifting or pinching the blades. The final inches of steel are carefully sliced away. The sail is now completely detached from the main body of the submarine. It is time for the main event. Gigantic crawler crane slowly makes its way toward the dry dock for the lift. This enormous machine can lift hundreds of tons with ease. Its massive tracks crush the gravel as it moves into perfect position. The rigging experts climb to the top of the severed sail. They begin attaching thick steel cables to the designated lifting points. These lifting points were originally designed into the structure for this exact purpose. The engineers knew this day would eventually come around. Huge shackles are securely fastened and double-checked by the safety inspector. A single mistake here could lead to a catastrophic disaster. The crane operator receives the signal to take up the slack in the cables. The thick steel wires pull tight and vibrate. Everyone clears the immediate area. The tension in the air is palpable as the massive lift is about to begin right now. powerful engine of the crane roars to life. Slowly, the immense lifting block begins to rise toward the clear blue sky. A loud groan of stressing metal echoes across the shipyard. The heavy steel sail is finally breaking free from its resting place. Inch by inch, the colossal structure is hoisted into the air. It is a truly breathtaking display of raw industrial mechanical power. The sail swings slightly as it clears the deck of the submarine. Workers use long guide ropes to keep it perfectly steady. Suspended in midair, the massive control tower looks like a giant metal whale fin. Its sheer size is absolutely staggering to witness. The crane slowly rotates its massive boom. It carries the heavy steel structure away from the submarine hull toward the processing zone. We now look back at the submarine. Without its iconic sail, the vessel looks incredibly strange and shockingly bare in the dock. Profile is completely gone. It now resembles a giant metal cigar resting quietly in the shadows of the massive shipyard. This radical transformation highlights just how important the sail was to the overall visual identity of this powerful military naval attack vessel. Meanwhile, the crane gently lowers the massive steel tower onto a reinforced concrete pad. The ground shakes slightly upon the final impact. The rigging team quickly moves in to detach the heavy cables. The most dangerous part of the demolition operation is now complete. Now the secondary dismantling phase begins. The workers will cut this gigantic steel structure into smaller pieces for easier transport and recycling. Large hydraulic shears are mounted onto heavy excavators. These powerful machines approach the fallen sail like hungry predators ready for a meal. The steel jaws clamp down on the thin outer panels. With a loud crunch, they easily tear away large chunks of metal. Inside the sail, the structural ribs are exposed. They look like the massive skeleton of a prehistoric beast resting on the ground. Workers return with their plasma torches to slice through these thick internal supports. The bright sparks contrast against the dark rusty steel. Every piece of scrap metal is carefully sorted. High-quality naval steel is incredibly valuable and will be melted down for reuse. The operation runs like a well-oiled machine. The demolition crew works in perfect harmony to reduce the tower to scrap metal. We find some leftover hydraulic pipes hidden deep inside the frame. The crew extracts them carefully to prevent any residual oil spills. Environmental safety is a crucial aspect of this job. All hazardous materials are sealed in special containers and transported to processing facilities. A large magnet attachment is used to sweep the area. It picks up hundreds of sharp metal fragments scattered across the concrete. The day progresses, the once mighty sail is reduced to a pile of unrecognizable metal chunks waiting for the transport trucks. The heavy dump trucks arrive on site. The excavators load the heavy steel pieces into the reinforced beds with loud crashing sounds. We watch as the first truck drives away. It carries the remains of a structure that once navigated the deepest ocean waters. Let us take a closer look at the leftover periscope components. These optical tubes are marvels of complex engineering and precise craftsmanship. Even after decades of service, the lenses remain perfectly clear. Military technicians will dismantle these optics in a highly secure, clean room. The electronic warfare antennas are also being prepped for transport. They contain rare earth metals that are highly sought after for recycling. Back at the submarine hull, workers are grinding down the rough edges left behind by the massive structural cuts we made earlier. The exposed opening on the top deck is temporarily sealed with heavy steel plates. This prevents rain and debris from entering inside. The structural integrity of the main hull remains completely intact. The removal of the sail was executed with absolute precision and care. It is fascinating to see the intricate internal layout of the submarine from this new top-down perspective in the dry dock. You can see the deep vertical shafts where the periscopes used to sit. They drop straight down into the main control room. The sheer scale of this engineering marvel is truly humbling. Dismantling it requires just as much skill as building it from scratch. Crew takes a well-deserved break. They sit near the massive propeller, admiring the hard work they have accomplished so far. The sun begins to set over the busy shipyard. The golden light casts long, dramatic shadows across the decapitated submarine hull today. Night operations will soon begin. Tall floodlights are switched on, illuminating the entire dry dock in a bright and harsh white glow. The workers swap out their heavy gear for the night shift. The demolition process never truly stops in this massive industrial facility. A new team of welders arrives to reinforce the temporary deck plates. Their bright blue arcs light up the dark evening sky. The rhythmic sounds of grinding and hammering echo through the night. It is a symphony of destruction and industrial progress happening together. We check on the scrap metal processing area. The massive shear machines are still chewing through the last remaining pieces of steel. The sheer volume of material recovered from just the sale is astonishing. It weighs over 70 tons of pure high-grade steel. This material will eventually be reborn as new ships, bridges, or even civilian infrastructure. The cycle of industrial life continues without pause. The meticulous planning required for this single episode of Demolition is mind-boggling. Every step was calculated to ensure maximum safety protocols. The engineers review the blueprints for the next phase. Tomorrow, they will begin cutting into the massive pressure hull of the submarine. The empty void where the sail once stood is a powerful visual reminder of the incredible progress our demolition team has made. Seeing a submarine without its iconic control tower is a rare experience. It strips away the intimidating military presence of the vessel. It now looks vulnerable and completely exposed. The majestic beast of the ocean has been tamed by the hands of our workers. We have successfully removed the brain and the eyes of this underwater leviathan. The extraction process was a total success for us. The heavy lifting is done for today. The massive crawler crane powers down its engine and rests quietly in the cool night. The team gathers their tools and secures the site. They leave behind a clean and safe workspace ready for the next morning. This incredible teardown operation is just one part of a much larger mission to safely dismantle and recycle outdated Cold War relics. We hope you enjoyed witnessing this massive feat of engineering and destruction. The scale of this project was truly spectacular to behold. Next time, we will dive deeper into the belly of the beast to dismantle the complex nuclear reactor compartment of the ship. Thank you for watching Demolition Worker. Be sure to subscribe for more extreme industrial teardowns and incredible heavy machinery action every week.